Hey y'all, it's Erin from the Underground Railroad. You are tuning in to another great show on the Four Eyed Radio Network. To listen to more of this show and other great shows, tune into www.foureyedradio.com.
That's right, kids. This is your good pal Steve-O from 4i Radio Network. I'm here to talk about a great person. Now, think about it. Who are you going to call when your logo looks like shit? You want a kick-ass logo. You want people to see your logo and go, you know what? That's an awesome logo. I wonder who did that logo. Well, I'll tell you who could do your logos for you. Check out Raven Designs. Special care of your work. Special inquiries, check her out. She's got everything. Ravencruise.com is the place to go because you want a kick-ass logo. You want to stand above the rest. I guarantee it. You hear this song in the background, you know these guys have a kick-ass logo. It's a recognizable logo, and I guarantee it if Raven was back in that time period, she probably would have made it for them. And they would have been like, hells yeah, people know who we are because we got Raven Designs behind us. Check out Ravencruise.com if you want a kick-ass logo for business cards. Maybe you want to put it on a car. These guys did. Maybe you want to put it on your building. You want something kick-ass. You want something that people can see and just go, this is awesome. Check out Ravencruise.com. And you know what? Do it. Do it right now. You got nothing else going on for you right now. Get a kick-ass logo. Check out her artwork, Ravencruise.com.
If you're a heckler and you came here just to talk shit to the comics, please leave. Not to be an asshole, but this is we're recording a podcast. So this is our first live one for Appropriately Inappropriate. It's going to be a really good time. If the comics talk to you, answer back, but it's going to pick shit up if you start talking and all that stuff. We just want to have a good show. So, anything you want to say to him?
Actually, yes. Today happens to be the 1-year anniversary of our podcast. We started this 1 year ago, August 1st of last year. We started doing this on Kevin's phone in my kitchen, and now we're on iTunes and in this club. So thank you, everyone, for coming out. Thank you to our listeners.
Okay, are we good to record? Yeah? All right. Everybody, welcome to Stand Up Scottsdale for the first ever Appropriately Inappropriate stand-up comedy show. We have a really good lineup for you guys, and we thank you beyond a million times for coming out and enjoying this with us. So this will come out on Sunday. Everybody gets to hear it Sunday, but you guys here Thursday night get to see it. We'll be doing this once a month, different lineup each time. These are a bunch of comedy friends of ours that are doing their thing, and we love these guys. We've had a lot of them on our show. If you're not familiar with it, what we do is comedy friend of ours comes into the studio and we talk to them for like an hour and get to know them and ask them deep questions, and they are funny with us. They explain how their life kind of came to the comedy scene. And Phoenix, Nancy, I don't know if you knew this, is the 6th biggest city in America.
I did know that. Because I'm from Phoenix, I knew that.
All right. And the comedy scene used to be pretty small for Phoenix, considering the size of the city. And real recently, within probably the last couple of years, it's gotten a lot bigger. And what we do with this podcast is bring local comics to everybody's attention. Because these guys that you see are going to become somebody that you will start seeing on TV. This is a big city, a great comedy scene. And I think you're going to really like the lineup that we've got tonight. These comics are awesome. What's going to happen is they're going to do like a 7-minute set, and then we're going to interview them right after their set, talk about their jokes, kind of where they originated from, and then we'll kind of keep the wheels turning. Also, Appropriately Inappropriate is the name of the show. We're on 4-Eyed Radio Network, 4eyedradio.com. Check out all the other shows on there. Michael Turner, who is on this show, has a show on the network called The Brothers Turner. We'll talk about that later. But are you guys ready to get the show started? Yeah? You guys ready to laugh? Like a lot. Like laugh a lot. All right. You guys, the first comedian we have, I love this guy. He's one of the nicest dudes ever. Have you guys been on the internet and seen the guy that took shrooms at Comic-Con and texted his girlfriend? Yeah? Well, this is the guy. All right? Everybody, put your hands together for my friend and your new friend, Anwar Newton.
Hello. It's a hell of a setup, so bear with me. I did take shrooms, we'll get into that, all right? We'll talk about it a little bit. But let's get the elephant out the room first. I know what you're thinking. You see me with this haircut. You're saying I look like a black person. I get that a lot. Somebody told me I look like Kid and Play. I said, Kid and Play is two people. As if by some miracle of science, my mom had a threesome with Kid and Play, and I got the hair from Kid and the skin color from Play. No. You couldn't even go the progressive route and say I look like Kid fucked Play and I came out. It could have happened. They were knocking boots the whole time in the movie. It's for the people that seen the movie. Thank you. I'm growing a little older. I just turned 29. And I personally can't wait till I grow older. You see the people who can't deal with their own age out at the restaurants and the bars celebrating their 21st birthday for the 21st time. I can't wait till I turn 80. When I turn 80, the first thing I'm going to do is heroin. I feel like that's the perfect time to start. There's no old drug users. They all die out, right? But beyond that, I feel like drugs are going to get really special when I hit 80. That's a long way in the future, you know? They might make a full turnaround like cocaine back in the frontier days. You know, there'll probably be like athletes endorsing it. Like, parents, this is just for kids meth. Now in 8 fruit flavors. You'll be able to order at a restaurant. Sir, I'll have the ham sandwich, but could you put some methamphetamine cheese on that for me? I would like that tonight. Speaking of drugs, I did go to Comic-Con this weekend, and I took shrooms on the Saturday, and I melted my face off in the most face-melting way you could possibly even fucking fathom. And every time I tell people I'm going to take shrooms at Comic-Con leading up to that weekend, they responded to me with the same reaction they would give somebody wearing a Seinfeld shirt selling bagels in the Gaza Strip. Like, what are you doing? You will die. That is a war zone. When I took them, I took them on an empty stomach because I wasn't sure if I was going to trip hard enough. And the only thing I ate it with was Skittles. Which I assumed if a doctor actually prescribed shrooms to people, he would prescribe that you eat it with Skittles. And then my final observation on the roller coaster down that ride was, I just gave up my faith. I stopped believing in God. I was like, because if God was real, he could just will it into existence for the sky to be this many colors all of the time. That's how I know he doesn't love us. I've decided I'm not going to have kids. If you have kids, you probably should have heard this part, so you could have not had kids like me. I have reasons. The first one being, a small person with my face on it is nightmare fuel. I can't process that emotionally. I don't need any part of my life resembling a Wayans Brothers movie. That lets me know I'm doing it wrong. Second, I got an ugly face. I don't want to give that to a baby. Every time I tell that, people are like quiet. They're like, oh, I don't know. You're not really that ugly. No, you're ugly to somebody, all right? Everybody in here has been rejected at least once. At one point in your life, you've been ugly to one person. And I don't want to give that experience to my baby. Plus, I got a fucked up name. I would give my baby a more fucked up name like Kielbasa. Just to get that out the way. I can't have kids. I can't do it. Speaking of having kids, I go out with a friend. We're going out to the bars, meet some ladies. We get to the first bar. My friend's like, dude, I can't deal with this. It's a fucking sausage fest. Let's leave. I'm like, all right. Go to the second bar. He's like, dude, there's no ladies here. This is a sausage fest. Let's get the fuck out of here. I was like, okay. We get to the third bar. It was an actual sausage fest. We had a great time. Pop some brats. I figured if my wedding is anything like my father's, I'll have a sausage fest there. Just be my beautiful bride and swollen Italian wieners as far as the eye can see. Maybe a kielbasa will be there. It'll be nice. I found an app that turns traffic lights green. Listen in. Technology is amazing right now. It's called Pandora Radio. Anytime you're in your car and a song comes on that you don't like, you get all green lights. You can't reach over and thumbs down that motherfucker. I made record time listening to Pitbull's Mentirosa. For all of you who can speak Spanish, you know that Mentirosa means kill yourself. I got carjacked when I got to my destination. This was late at night. And if you're paying attention, there's at least 2 black people in this story. So I get at the car, and he approaches from the shadows, which I can only assume is the natural criminal starting point. He's a man with tradition. I come back out, and he's backing away in my car, and then it stops because he realizes I have the best anti-theft system installed, manual transmission. The fuck out of the car. He gets out the car, and he surprises me. He says, "Hey, hold up, motherfucker, hold up. Teach me how to drive it." So I did, because I support the black community. Each one teach one. That's how we get stronger. I had my black card taken away recently. If you don't know how black people get their black cards taken away, that's when Scott from accounting discovers that you don't know how to do the Carlton dance. You cannot be a black person. I don't believe you. Black people don't take each other's black cards away because we know how hard it is to get it reinstated. You got to take a day off from work, go down to the DMV, the Department of Melanin Verifications. You got to stand in line. They give you a test. Can you teach 3 people how to Dougie? Have you let 2 non-black people touch your hair? And third, have you taught 1 black person how to drive stick? I've done that. I found out that we've created the greatest invention to contain racism. That's the internet. It's all there. If you go there, it's just chock full of racism. I tried to show a friend. I was like, I guarantee you it'll get a racist anywhere you go. Let's go to the comment section of any given article or video. So we take a middle-of-the-road video like a Michael Jordan highlight reel. Everybody likes Michael Jordan. No one likes MJ. No one doesn't like MJ. I said in the second comment, it's going to get racist as fuck. Prepare yourself. So, we read the first comment. It says, "Fuck Obama." Times are hard. I kind of understood. Get to the second comment. It said Michael Jordan left North Carolina, went to the Chicago Bulls, made them a dynasty, gave them 6 rings, made Phil Jackson the greatest coach to ever coach the game, made Scottie Pippen a legend, made Horace Grant a legend, made Dennis Rodman a legend. He's the greatest basketball player of all time. ... The rest of you stupid niggers need to learn some respect. Then I looked at the username and it was me from a year ago. And then out of the corner of my eye, here comes Scott to take my black card away. Can't be racist to blacks. My name is Arwen Newton. Thank you, guys.
Keep it going for Anwar Newton, everybody. Anwar, stay on stage. We got questions for you, my man.
Oh, this is like a Stanley Kubrick-style interview?
Sure, man.
This is scary. I feel
Not
like I'm in
as
an
scary
FBI
as
investigation,
Room to
and note,
Comic-Con.
they killed all of the Black Panthers. Don't do that to me tonight.
All right. First of all, how long have you been doing comedy for, my man?
I've been doing it a year and a half. Still a youngin', still green behind the ears.
You are a youngin', man, but your set is good. I like what you do.
It was all right. It was all right.
No.
People laughed sometimes. It was cool.
The kid and play thing. You literally look like play fuck kid. I love it.
I used to get on stage and never address the fucking time-traveling haircut I have on my head. And people were like, yo, you look like the year 1992. That's cool. I feel like Doc.
So, that last joke you told with the comment on YouTube, is that true?
To an extent.
Only the last line.
It's true to you, all right? You guys believe it. That's all that matters.
So I read your YouTube post or the text back and forth.
Oh,
about
did
Comic-Con.
you?
I had no idea I was going to get to meet you. I just thought I was reading something funny on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
How many views are you at right now?
The last time I checked, it was at like 400,000 views. Like, it was bigger than me at that point. And then, like, you add the hundreds of thousands of views from, like, view-leeching sites like Jezebel and all those places. I was like, it's like 500,000. This is crazy. All I did was be a piece of shit and do drugs.
Were you texting your girlfriend?
All of that really happened. That was real. But I had planned it out because, I've been doing stand-up comedy for a little bit. And I was like, maybe I'll go to Comic-Con and make the worst choice of my life and do shrooms. And, like, maybe if I do enough of them, we'll record it on video. We forgot the video recorder. Then I get there. I'm like, maybe I could just walk around the con floor and get material. I couldn't even make it to the Comic-Con floor. I was tripping out so fucking hard. I get to Petco Park, and I make that turn. If you've ever been to San Diego, it's like tucked away in the city. And I make that turn down the street, and it just popped up out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, there it is. Okay.
It was glowing a little bit.
It was like about to crush me spiritually.
The person you were texting, is she still your girlfriend?
Not for long. She's probably going to break up with me.
Oh, man. Well, Anwar, thank you, man, for coming out, sharing your comedy with us. We're going to
Of course.
get to feature episode soon.
You guys have been great. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right. And everybody, keep your hands together clapping. We got one of my favorite comedians here in the Valley. His name is Michael Cohn.
Stand Up Scottsdale, what's going on? 5 minutes ago, I realized that I have a stain on my pants. You might not be able to see it in the back. It's there. I'm 28 years old, and I left the house today with stained pants because I'm a fucking adult. I'm an adult, you guys. I also recently learned that I don't know right from wrong, and I don't mean like murder or like extortion or abortion. That's fine. I don't care about it too much. But I mean, like, I don't know that it's wrong to, when my sink is full, to dump food scraps and flush it down my toilet. I don't know that that's wrong. I don't know that it's wrong to spill yogurt all over the floor. Am I right, guys? And it's a mess because it's key lime flavored Kroger brand Carb Master, and it gets real sticky. Get your mind out of the damn gutter. I don't know it's wrong to not have a dining room table and eat Cheerios in bed, and then the Cheerios collect over time because I just shovel them in my mouth, and then I sew a summer blanket out of it. I don't know that that's wrong. I'm not aware. So yeah, I turned 28 this year. It was a real big year for me. I split up with my girlfriend of 4.5 years. Yeah, I know. And she cheated on me. Yeah, I know. It sucked. But I won. I won the breakup, you guys. Because when you split up somebody, you tell all your friends and family, like, hey, I just want them to have a good life and just go on and just be happy. That's all I want. But inside, you're like, I want them to get fucking AIDS or go to jail so bad. And she did both because she had a baby. Stick with me. It's like AIDS because at this point, you can't get rid of it even if you wanted to. And all you can do is pass it on to people who don't want to take it. And jail, because you're doing like 25 years easily. Like, that's minimum sentencing. I don't even have kids. because one time I humped a condom into her. And here's how this story goes. So this is how most of my romantic interludes go. I usually come home from work and she's waiting there, splayed out on the bed, just awaiting me. And there's just sweat dripping from all of my steelworkers' muscles. And then just a little sweat right past the man boob, all the way down into the happy trail, make a little nice nest in the belly button, and she's just doing one of these. And I stride over to her, and I just begin to caress her with my unwashed fisherman's hands. And she's just, and I breathe my hot coal miner's breath on her neck, and then I enter her. And then it's over, and I look down, and oh no, I packed that thing into her like a musket. And I know what you're thinking, like, Michael, your tiny penis can't handle the condom. You're wrong. You're wrong. I was flexing so much baby bicep down there that I just tore the tensile strength right out of it and packed it in there. And she couldn't, like, get it out on her own. So I went in surgery style, like I was getting change out of the seat, and just kind of pincered it out. And decided to take that trip to CVS to go get Plan B. Like a scumbag at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And I walk in alone because I felt like she shouldn't be a part of that for some reason. I don't know why, but I was like, you stay. I'll leave the AC running because I care about you. So I walk in and I go to buy Plan B. It's over the counter now. You can just go to the shelf and pick it out. But it's in like one of those like hard clamshell like don't steal me cases, which I think is fucking hilarious because if you're too poor to afford birth control, you can't steal it. But if you're too poor to afford birth control, you can take care of a baby for 25 years. That makes sense. And I had the disposable income to get rid of this baby, so I went to make my purchase at the front, and the lady looks me dead in the eyes, and I will never forget this. She says to me, "Sir, did you know that the CVS brand is $10 cheaper?" I did not know that. But ma'am, I'm not trying to cure a headache. I'm trying to kill a baby. Like, I'll roll the dice with a cold because, like, at worst, I just, like, have a worse cold. But if I roll the dice with Plan B, I get AIDS and go to jail. So toss up. I will end it on this because the general theme of my set has been Roe v. Wade. We will continue on that topic. I'm going to teach you guys something. It is my favorite sign in sign language. Sign language, obviously deaf people use it to communicate with their hands because if they do it vocally, it's terrifying. And this is the sign. It's my favorite sign. I'm going to teach you guys right now. It's a sign for abortion in sign language, okay? That's the fucking sign, you guys, for abortion in sign language. They couldn't come up with like anything better than just fuck that baby. Just garbage. They could have done like whoopsie daisy, no more baby. But they just went, I'm gonna throw that red gummy bear away. That's my time, you guys.
All right. Michael Cohn,
Hey.
please break down that last bit for us and where that all started from.
The abortion sign language one?
Well, first of all, you're on a podcast too, so they can't see the sign.
Oh,
language.
yeah, I forgot that the internet doesn't work that way yet. So, for those listening at home, the abortion for sign language is imagine around like stomach area you're cradling a baby, and then you flip those hands over, and with one hand you make a fist, and then act like you're throwing a piece of paper away. And that is the sign for abortion. And that, to me, is fucking hysterical. That is phenomenal that that's a thing. So that's just where that came from. I don't know. It's just funny to me. So.
I love it. How long you been doing comedy for?
Like a year last week, actually.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Thanks, man. Thanks, you guys.
Okay, now the condom getting stuck in a woman's vagina.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good at sex or bad at sex. Like, is that...
Okay, so there was a lot of, like, leverage in the situation. Like, I had a lot of, like, you remember, like, 6th grade engineering, like, fulcrums and pulleys and stuff? A lot of leverage. I could have probably changed a tire on a Buick. And that's why a condom was lodged in that person.
Either way, it sounds like you're having sex, so that's good.
Well, I do. I have a new girlfriend, yes, and she's fantastic, and so yeah, for sure. She had a baby, so she's done having sex. It's over for her.
She's smart. Okay,
Well-
so the CVS versus Planned Parenthood, she's onto that. She knows the drill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not well enough though to stop her from. That's true. We split up last April, and then 2 months later, she got pregnant with the dude that she was seeing while she was seeing me. Yeah, it's sad. I know, right? It's a shitty
You
one.
didn't have to tell us that.
No. It's because it's where like that's where I got into comedy. Like we split up. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? You're 27. It's time to do something. So I had always like kind of had the dream, but I never like followed it. And then that happened. So it was just kind of time to try something new. And this was it. And so far it's been awesome.
Good, man. Well, hey, everybody, next week, Michael Cohn will be on the podcast for a feature episode. We're going to dive into this guy, find out a lot about him.
Kevin, you're going to dive into me, buddy.
Yeah, man, condom's getting stuck in that asshole.
But keep your look going and bring your 2 ferns with you when you
Oh,
come
yeah.
on the show. That is working for you.
Nancy, you're going to watch when Kevin dives right in?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be our first video episode.
Cool.
It's going to be his first sexual experience as well. So this will be incredible.
Michael, thank you so much, man, for coming
Thank
on.
you. Thank you for
doing
having
the
me.
show. Love it. Coming next up to the stage for everybody is one of my best friends in comedy. He went to LA with me, and we came back to tell stories about it, which is on a previous podcast a few episodes ago, so go back and listen to that. Coming to the stage for you guys, give it up for Rob Maybe.
What's up, Stand Up Scottsdale? How you guys doing? I don't know if you can tell by the way I'm dressed, but I'm 30. Yeah, it's fucked up. My ID says 30, but my underwear says I'm 12. Like, oh, so weird. I love comic book movies so much. Like, so much to the point that when a new one comes out, my friends call me to get my review, like a Lonely Siskel and Ebert. It was like, what'd you think about Captain America? I'm like, dude, it's 1 a.m. He's like, yeah, you went to the midnight showing? I was like, I did. I thought I need to work out more. Like, if you have you seen that movie? That dude is fucking ripped. I told all my friends, I was like, 1 year, I'm gonna look just like Captain America. Yeah, it's been like a month. I still look like average America. You know? Like, it's because I like to drink. Anybody here like to smoke weed? Yeah, of course the guy squinting at me is like, yeah, what up? You got any? Let's do this. I can't smoke weed. I want to. It looks like so much fun. Everybody waiting for a bus looks like they're having a blast. But like, I can't do it. I have a hole in my heart. You know, I have a hole in my heart. Even more importantly, I do real dumb shit when I'm high. And all my friends are trying to convince me. One friend in particular, he does it in the corniest way. He's like, it's Friday. You ain't got shit to do. I'm like, first off, it's Wednesday. Second, I'm at work. Third, how'd they let you in? You know, like, But he convinces me he's been my best friend. He's real helpful. So we start smoking, 20 minutes later, I'm freaking out. I'm like, Sean, my heart's beating so fast. He's like, don't worry, bro. Happens to everybody when you're robbing a liquor store. Like I said, I do dumb shit when I'm high. Any racist in here? That never works. I'm waiting for the day where one dude just stands up like me. I'm that guy, like it doesn't work. I hate racism. I'm forced to by my dad because he married a Mexican woman when I was 9, made my godparents black whenever you make godparents. And like now I look for it everywhere, like Captain America. You see that shit? Captain America is racist. All right, he's got blonde hair, blue eyes, shoots himself up with some stuff that makes him strong. He's a superhero. No, fuck that. He's America's superhero. Barry Bonds does steroids. He's a criminal. What's the difference there? One difference. All right. But I like Batman a lot. Like I like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I kind of want all superhero movies to be like that, except for Captain America, because racism. For those that don't know, Captain America was frozen in the 40s. He came out in 2011. If it was like a realistic superhero movie, the first thing would be him at McDonald's going, so we eat with them now? Where's their water fountains? So yeah, like I said, racism. Let me tell you about my dad. He looks like the dude that would teach you racism, not the guy that won't teach you racism. Like he's like this tall, blonde hair, covered in tattoos. He's a biker. He looks like Hulk Hogan if like Hulk Hogan was like, fuck WrestleMania, let's do meth. Like it's fucked up. He ruined 2 of my favorite things, Sons of Anarchy and people ripping their shirts off in excitement. I can't watch Sons of Anarchy without crying. And I've had 2 dates ruined when I got home and the girl like ripped her shirt off, like, let's do this. I was like, no, you need to leave. I just sat there and cried and sung I Am a Real American Hero. Like, it's fucked up. Anybody here have like spouses or girlfriends? You guys have girlfriends? That shit's awesome. Keep that up. That should be the first video podcast. Let's do that. I had a girlfriend for a while. My last girlfriend broke up with me. She said I had issues with commitment. I think what she was saying is she's not going to leave her husband. Yeah, it's fucked up. Every relationship has that high point and that low point. Mine was the same time. She said, I loved you. And I was like, oh, you love me? But she said, I love you. I have to go. He's here. So it's fucked up. My new girlfriend, I felt like she tricked me into being into a relationship. 2 months back, she's going to kill me. 2 months, 3 days, 7 hours, 9 minutes ago, I won a bunch of comedy contests. And one of them she was at, it was our second date. So I win this contest. I'm drunk. I'm feeling great about myself. On the way home, she goes, hey, a lot of the comics were asking if I was your girlfriend. I didn't know what to tell them. And I was like, well, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she was like, I do. And I'm like, well, you could be anything you want when you grow up. I checked Facebook the next day. I'm in a relationship. Let me tell you this. 2 dates is not long enough to get to know someone. The next day, I text her. I'm like, hey, girlfriend, what you doing right now? Trying to be the good dude. And then she calls me, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, kids? Two kids. Oh, same dad. That's good. Okay. Oh, he's in prison. All right, cool. Like, it just completely blew my mind. I heard the term baby daddy more in the next 2 weeks than I did that whole 6 months I was unemployed watching Maury. I don't want to have kids. Like, I don't think I'll be a good dad. 1 second. I was thirsty. Fuck you guys. I don't think I'll be a good dad because the only thing I really watch as far as parenting is concerned is horror movies. Because there's always kids in those horror movies. Like Freddy Krueger, my favorite horror villain. That's what's going to teach me to be a dad. Like if my 13-year-old son burst in, he's like, yo, a pedophile cut me and I'm bleeding. I'm going to believe him. Because everybody on those movies are like, oh, he just wants attention. No, he wants a doctor. He's bleeding. Like it's fucked up. Like if my kid did that, I would be like, oh, you want to do coke? Never sleep again? I don't care that you're 9. We're doing this shit, Like, you want to move away from him? We'll move to Salt Lake City, Utah. No, he can't get you there. Nobody in Utah has dreams. Took a few seconds. All right. I got nothing against Utah. It's just a place I never want to go. But yeah, so like I hate condoms, and it's not that I hate condoms. Like I thought there was something wrong with my dick because like every time I put a condom on, it would just go like, I don't want to do this anymore. But then I got to thinking, and like I love to play basketball, But if I was like lacing up my shoes about to play and some dude threw a trash bag over my head, I'd be like, I'm gonna sit on the bench. Sub somebody in for me, you know, like. But yeah, like I said, I'm always looking for racism. I got a lot of black friends. One of my friends, his name is Day. He's black, obviously. One day we're riding around in the car together. I listen to rap music. I love rap music. I start rapping along, then I stop. And I was like, Day, what should I say when that word comes up? And he's like, I don't know, Rob. He was like, I don't know, Rob. Say something soft. Say clouds. Yeah, I know. It made no sense to me either. But I did my part. I was like, where are my clouds at? Stuff like that, you know? And then he was like, that sounds real nice, Rob. I hope that catches on. And I was like, no, I don't. Because I have a lot of friends that are white. They have the same haircut as me. I don't know which ones of them are racist. And I'd hate to text one of them one day and be like, yo, what's the club looking like tonight? And they're like, awfully cloudy in here. That's been my time. I'm Rob Maybe.
All right, Rob Maybe.
Are we in a horror movie?
And we are now.
Is that me? Do I need to...
First of all, explain. Come on, man. Explain your attire. Because the people listening don't know what you're dressed like to look like you're 30.
Oh, I'm wearing a Batman onesie. No, I'm wearing a Batman shirt, a pair of jeans, underneath for the ladies. I got some Marvel boxers and a pair of Wu-Tang socks.
And he's showing the socks.
Right? Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Woo! I'm asking you to not show the underwear. We trust you. Don't show it. Do it. He did.
Kinda. I'm glad I remembered what underwear I was wearing. How embarrassing would it have been if I was like, I'm wearing Marvel underwear and then they were Ninja Turtles. It would just be embarrassing that I'm wearing either of them.
Oh, Rob. All right. As you know, I love your stuff. We've had you on the show, so we've gone in depth with Rob. Oh, the last joke about the clouds.
Last joke, clouds.
You look like Geraldo Rivera.
I don't have the mustache for it. One day, though. One day. This is uncomfortable as fuck. All right, go ahead.
All right. So the cloud thing. Has it picked up ever since you've started that? Calling them clouds. Anwar, stop laughing.
I don't know. Like, somebody posted a picture of the Reverend Al Sharpton, and he had this weird look on his face, and it said, when you hear white people say the N-word during rap songs, and then somebody had posted it, and they had added they should say clouds instead, and I thought that was sweet, but I'm not a celebrity, you know. You guys feel free to use it if you're racist. Go ahead.
We talked about not being qualified to be a dad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you're drinking and working. You look qualified.
Boom. Yeah.
Taking care of little clouds.
Yeah. Well, I like women of all colors. I don't know why you have to take it there, Nancy.
I took it there.
I've never dated a black woman, just for the record. I would love to, though, if you're in there, if you're in here anywhere. These lights are bright, but seriously, holla.
So you got tricked into becoming a boyfriend.
Yeah, I like her. Like, have you... But occasionally, like, she'll say something. Like, she's younger than me. She's 24. So, like, she'll say something where, like, I just zone her out, and I'm just like, thank God I didn't get you pregnant. You know, like... But overall, like, whatever, I'm into her. She knows where I live, so that must mean I trust her.
Well, Rob, man, thank you for coming up here, doing your set. Everybody, give it up for Rob Maybe.
Thank you for having me.
All right, your next comic coming up to the stage. She's a newbie, but she's a goodie. All right? She's been funny all her life. She's about to be funny for all of you right now. Give it up for Love Simpson.
Thank you. Anyone here on a first date tonight? Smart audience, because dating fucking sucks. I hate it. It's terrible. That's why I sleep around. It's so much easier. I mean, same end goal, right? Like, why sip a beer when you could be doing shots and get hammered? Dating's awkward because you're stuck in the situation. Like, have you ever shown up for a blind date and realized you've already slept with the guy? Or even worse, halfway through the date, you realize you fucked his dad, and that's why he looks familiar. You're stuck. But sleeping around's easy because you can just bail when it gets awkward. Like, I went home with this one guy once, and he came out of his room wearing scrubs, no shirt, a stethoscope. No, he wasn't a doctor. And he turns his iPod on, brings the stethoscope up to his mouth, and starts singing, "My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah." Really, dude? Like, should I laugh or be worried you're going to pee on me? No, but I'm single. Obviously, I have fun with it. I try to stay positive. It's all about a good attitude. Some of my friends are afraid to go out alone because they might get roofied. I say, don't be a negative Nancy. I mean, free drugs and you get laid? Where do I sign up? It's not a fear, that's a freebie. It's all about perspective. It really is. Like, my friends will tell you that I'm reliable but not responsible. What's the difference, you ask? Responsible people, like, show up at work on time and pay all their bills and never drive drunk and practice safe sex. Kind of boring. But I'm reliable, so I'm always there for you in a pinch, and I always have a plan B. Literally, I always have a plan B in my medicine cabinet because that shit is super reliable. Oh, my friends that were once all my single friends that I partied with are now my married friends, and some of them my friends who are having kids. It changes them. It really, really does. The other day, my girl called me, and she wanted to hang out because her hubs was going golfing all day. And I was like, cool, let's go to the water park or go tubing. I mean, we used to do that every Sunday hungover. And she's all, ew, really, love? I mean, those places are full of germs. They're like public urinals. And I'm all, really, bitch? Because a good weekend for us used to be making out with at least 2 strangers, putting a dick in our mouth, and maybe doing a line off the back of a public toilet. Not so hygienic. Not at all. These are the same friends that will try to convince you you're never going to meet anyone of boyfriend material at the bar, so they need to set you up, or you can find a hobby for someone in common with you. So I agreed to the setup, and I have dinner with somebody I affectionately dub Sir Charles. Now, Charles ends up not being the cutest. His personality is worse than his looks. He's super nerdy and awkward and very, very formal. So immediately I'm trying to get out of the whole thing like jury duty. He says he doesn't drink. I order a bottle of wine. He says he has a 20-year plan to retirement. I tell him I'm swimming in debt. He wants kids. I tell him I'm sterile by choice. Nothing's working on this guy. Just as I'm dying here, just as I'm about to tell him that I'm a racist Wiccan who has a mild prescription drug addiction and believes in animal testing, the check comes, and I'm like, whoosh. So he walks me to my car, which is totally the kiss of death, and he says, will you please go out with me again? And I'm like, oh my God, maybe, because that's the right way, the nicest way of saying no, right? So I hate to bring the phone on stage, but like an hour after he texts me, and this is what he texts me. Dear love, I wanted to sincerely thank you for accompanying me tonight. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I think you're a spectacular person. Really impressed me very much with the person that you are, and I just really wanted to tell you I'm very thankful that I got to meet someone like you. Sincerely, Adam Charles Jones. Can you imagine if I got drunk enough to throw this guy a mercy fuck? He would have proposed to me in skywriting. Christ. So the setup doesn't work. I decide the hobby. Now, I'm funny. I like to talk shit. Well, my friends think I'm funny and I like to talk shit. Ton of guys in comedy, right? So I'm like, maybe I'll give that a try. And I have met a ton of the coolest guys with absolutely no game. I was here the other night, and one comic came up to me and asked me if I was feeling well because I looked sick. Thought I was rocking it, guess not. So after his set, he asked me what I like about it and what I didn't. I told him, one time I heard you do a bit about midgets, and it's super funny. Why don't you do that anymore? He says, well, sometimes there's little people in the audience, and I don't want to offend anyone. And I said, well, it's comedy. Like, it's all about getting a laugh. Even I tell fat jokes. He goes, yeah, but I'm not a midget. That's my time, guys. Thank you.
Give it up again for Love Simpson. Shout out to Justin Teachin for midgets. Hey,
Justin!
Love Simpson. How many times have you been on stage?
This is my 4th time.
4th time, everybody. 4th time, and the confidence is oozing out of you.
Oh, well, thank
I'm
you.
super jealous of you right now.
Thank you.
Love it. All right, now let's get down to business.
Get down to business.
Your jokes and stories. Give me truth versus fiction. How much is truth and how much is bullshit?
It's all truth.
I love it. You're R. Kelly guy. For everybody listening to the podcast, what she does is she takes the mic cord wrapped around her neck, kind of like a stethoscope, and then brings it up to her mouth like a dick she's used to. And and you went all in on that singing voice. Woo! You got pipes.
Thank you.
All right. The end of the story. Did you give him a pity fuck?
Absolutely. He was hot.
Okay, I think we all know why she's so good with the mic, maybe all the dicks that have been brought so close to your mouth. But first of all, never, ever, ever date anyone who gives you 3 names. He's a douche. Ever. And I think the doctor guy sounds like a blast. I'm just saying. But we've had you on the show a couple times. I love you. You're awesome. You killed it tonight. And you don't sound new at all. You're awesome.
Thank you so much. I love being on the show, and thank you guys all for coming.
And Kevin and I are super jealous of your sex stories.
All right, love. How I want to ask this properly for everybody. Is this how you want to continue? I mean, in stand up for you, telling these stories, these are truthful. These are you, all right, which is great. Because I always say, getting off the stage, people knowing something about you, that's what a lot of comedy is. Is this how you want to continue with these really intimate, hoary stories?
This is my life, Kevin.
Well, love, we love you. Thank you so damn much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Our last comic of the evening. He is one of your hosts on the Brothers Turner podcast, which is on the Four Eyed Radio Network, foureyedradio.com. I'll continue to promote the shit out of the network I'm on. He's also, when I first got back into comedy back in January, he's the first guy I met. He's been the coolest, nicest guy in the world, and he's funny as hell. You're going to love him, too. Give it up for Michael Turner!
Yes, how we doing? Yeah? You guys sound amazing. Drinking. I like it. Thursday night, getting weird. A little bit about myself. 27, single alone, very vulnerable, listen to a lot of Adele. Some Gautier. Just that one song. They don't really have anything else. But yeah, it's good. It's an alright age to be single though. I always try to rationalize getting back into a relationship. I was in a relationship for a while, and in my mind, I'm like, why get back into it? Like, what am I going to go up to some girl and say, hey, you want to spend like a year or two bumping uglies, while the entire time you act like you like the sports team that I love more than I'll ever love you? Go Devils, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. The late 20s though, it's a good time to kind of just figure some stuff out. Like Don Henley lyrics are starting to make a lot more sense. Starting to wrap my head around some of the things Phil Collins was talking about, and I'm figuring out like drinking habits. Like I can't drink like I was when I was 20 and 21. I use logic when approaching the bar. Like I know, like the last time I drank tequila, I pissed on my girlfriend's shoes. I don't drink tequila anymore. You know what I mean? I'm figuring it out. She's since left me. But, she didn't deserve me. You know what I mean? Other than that, I know the last time I drank Fireball out of the bottle, I threw up in a bathtub. So I've moved on from that. I don't swig it out of the bottle anymore. I'll still shoot it. Because that shit's like candy. You know what I'm talking about. But I also know, like 5 Jack and Cokes. When I drink 5 Jack and Cokes, I'm one Huey Lewis and the News song away from playing the air keyboard. I know that. If this isn't, you know what I mean? Just one Huey Lewis and the News song. Or anything Michael McDonald was involved in. I'm going to get the air keyboard going, yeah. Even the Doobie Brothers stuff, when he got involved, really elevated the group. Did I get too real there? What else is going on? I'm at a point where I'm thinking about, I always like to think about, like, generational gaps are always weird to me because, like, my parents were a little older when they had me. My dad was, like, 43, and he used to look at me when I was growing up, and he used to tell me, like, I used to shit in an outhouse. And I was like, that's kind of fucked up to bring up at the dinner table, but okay. But he's trying to say, like, the generation below us, they always take everything for granted, right? There's always that sentiment. And I don't know, I'm trying to figure out, like, what I'm going to be able to tell my kid one day, God forbid I ever pop one out. I was listening to all the abortion jokes, though, and I learned a lot from that. If I'm ever dating a deaf bitch, I'm going to know. I'm going to know. For those listening at home, you still don't get it, do you? But I don't know. What am I going to tell my kid, when they're at that age, when I get to fucking say some harsh shit to them about reality? I like to think eventually I'll be able to look at my kid, look at him real serious and say, you have any idea what it's like to take a shit without a cell phone? You little prick. First of all, you remember taking a shit without a cell phone? Right? Wasn't that crazy? Like, I'm not talking, like, before even, like, the Nokia snake shit. No cell phone. And you're just sitting there, like, what the fuck? Like, God forbid you weren't within arm's reach of a People magazine. I mean, you're just grabbing whatever's there, right? Whatever's in the bathroom. By the end of your shit, you're so well versed on the ingredients it takes to make Crest toothpaste. Just grabbing whatever, Head and Shoulder. Oh my God, who knew everything was made by Procter & Gamble? That's crazy. It's wild. Cincinnati, Ohio. It's a good city. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, actually. It's the only thing. Yeah, What'd you guys do in Cincinnati, Ohio? Procter & Gamble, motherfucker. We made a lot of shit. You wouldn't be bathing right without me. But yeah, anybody from the Midwest? Okay, you can be more proud than that, but all right. I'm from the Midwest, which is good. I like the Midwest. It's good. I like the weird thing about coming from, like, there's always differences though between obviously here and the Midwest. I always think, like, growing up in the Midwest, we had, like, basements in every home because tornadoes are real, and that's concerning. Out here, they don't have basements in a lot of homes, and I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, like, these kids growing up without basements, like, where are they learning how to give chicks the stink finger? Is that what the Arizona room is for? I don't know. I'm always trying to figure out what is the Arizona room for, first of all. I don't know. Learned a lot of things in a basement. But now I'm from Cincinnati, and it's good. The Midwest is good in general because growing up in the Midwest, if you grow up in the Midwest, you have something called a work ethic. And so when I was younger, I had to work when I was like, I think it was like the legal age was like 15 and a half, something like that. And my parents were like, you want to fucking afford a Nokia phone and have more entertaining shits? Maybe get out there. Maybe figure it out. Maybe pay for it on your own. And so I was working at a young age, and My first job was I was working at a Jaguar dealership in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it was Jaguar car dealership. So when the cars came through, it was like a lot tech type of deal. We'd do little shit, and then when the cars came through, we had to actually wash them. So we gave all the Jaguars owned in Cincinnati, Ohio, a nice wash for free. Because what do the rich need more than free shit? And so it was a good job, though, but it was me working there. And another thing we have in Cincinnati, Ohio is black people. There are cities with like 50% of them are black. It's a real thing. And it was cool. And so I was working at this Jaguar dealership, and it was me, and it was like 4 30-year-old black dudes. And it was me. It was DJ, who used to always control the music, coincidentally, which was weird. DJ, Kendall, D. Cook, and Tony Thompson. And Tony Thompson was an interesting dude. Tony Thompson used to speak in the third person. And Tony Thompson also was very opinionated. I think those two things usually go hand in hand. You're never going to get a lot of third-person speakers that are, like, real passive about what they're saying. But Tony Thompson, he used to, because I was 15 and a half, I was real impressionable. These guys were, I was learning the ropes from these dudes from a lot of things in life. And, Tony Thompson was an interesting dude. He used to speak in third person, and he used to just fucking budge into any conversation going on. He used to just scream shit, you could be talking about baseball. All of a sudden, Tony Thompson went in the room and be like, hey, Tony Thompson don't fuck bitches in the ass. I was like, damn, Tony, I don't think anybody requested that information. That's okay. It's good to know. I used to just say shit like, Tony Thompson go home, Tony Thompson's bitch, don't suck Tony Thompson's dick. Tony Thompson's bitch ain't eating. And I was like, damn, you can do that? What are you doing, Tone? That's mind control. I'm going to start riding some coattails here, figure out some things. And I remember one time he was trying to teach me something because I wasn't doing, we cleaned all the cars, and I wasn't cleaning the tires or the rims on the car well enough. And I remember he looked at me, he was like, man, let Tony Thompson teach you something real quick. You ever finger fucked a girl? And I was like, yeah, I finger fucked a girl. I was 15 and a half. I had not. At that point, I was heavy petting. You know what I mean? Like I'd done some things, but I had not. And so he's like, man, you got to treat the wheel like you're finger fucking a girl. You got to get up in that shit. You know what I mean? You got to get up in that shit. Treat like you're finger fucking a girl. And that's how I learned how to finger fuck a girl. And whatever, you got to learn somehow. I don't know. It was unfortunate for that poor girl. Stephanie's the one that I remember. The Sadie Hawkins dance came up, and I remember I was in my boy's basement. I was like, man, Mike Turner gonna finger fuck you. And I think it was the torque. She didn't like the torque, and I should have spit on it. I should have done. But I've learned. Either way, Michael Turner is my name. Thank you, guys. I got to answer some questions.
Woo! Michael Turner, my man. So funny.
Thanks for introducing me as a nice person.
Now we know the real you.
Nicest guy now. Nicest guy. Behind
Michael,
my back, real piece of shit.
Let's go back to the beginning of your set, man. Do you have anything on the top of your head, like a drunk, funny story?
Yeah, I mean, I did play the air piano at a bar. That's real. My brother was making fun of me because my brother's so I do this podcast actually with my brother. If you ever want to hear The Brothers Turn, and my brother is a funny dude, John. He's the jukebox guy at the bar. And, like, you'll turn your back for 1 minute, and then you'll hear, like, 2 songs in a row by, like, Steely Dan. You're like, dude, did you fucking put a bunch of money in the jukebox? And now we're jamming out. And so, Huey Lewis and the News came on, and your boy was about 5 Jack and Cokes deep. And I was playing the air keyboard at Coach House down the way. But, yeah, that's a pretty funny drunken story, and I brought it to life. You're welcome.
Does the air piano get, like, an air tip jar, or... Is that just on you?
No, people were mainly offended. and kind of annoyed at me screaming, because then the next song was Michael McDonald, and I do a pretty good Mikey Mac, so I don't know, I'm singing all the lyrics.
You started white, and then growing up in Cincinnati, now you're black. So are you
Okay.
offensive to everyone, or just the people of Scottsdale?
I'm a product of my environment. Something like that. I heard that in The Wire. What are you saying?
I'm dying to ask you one question. What is that one weird food that you always talk about being from Cincinnati that only people in Cincinnati eat?
Geta? Or is it Skyline chili?
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, what is that?
It's chili. Yeah. No, it's a specific type of chili in Cincinnati. It was a heavily populated area from the Greeks. And fun fact, one of them started a restaurant. And it was pretty delicious chili. And then we were like, oh shit, this shit goes really good on hot dogs and other things. And then the interesting approach on the Cincinnati chili is that we'll do something called a three-way, which is going to be a bed of spaghetti, chili, and then an aggressive amount of fluffy cheddar cheese. And it's pretty fucking good. So come on over to the Cribbo one time and we can get it going.
All right, Michael. Tony Thompson.
Tony T. Real dude.
Can he teach me?
You know what? The thing about him is he can't teach you shit. But he'll try.
So for real, the first girl you fingered, you really tried to wash her tire?
So that's a little bit of an exaggeration. Because porn is a thing, and I figured it out there. But
you're like, this Tony Thompson's an asshole.
But no, yeah, he did. I remember, so the first time I cleaned a tire the wrong way, a wheel the wrong way, that was exactly what he told me how to do. And it always stuck with me. Because in the back of my mind, I was like, imagine if I took this dude seriously. And that was how I learned how to figure fuck a girl, from cleaning a rim really well. Treating some bitch's pussy like some 22s. Right? What's up with Stephanie, man? She got some spray wells, dog. I cleaned it up, man. Shit was spinning. That was, So it goes on in my mind.
Well, Michael, thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming out, doing your set for everybody.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, we've got a little bit extra time. We got a lot of comics here. We're going to do a little bit of a speed round. 3 comics, 3 minutes each. Stay seated. First guy coming up to the stage to do his 3-minute quick set to make y'all laugh, Glendon Moogie. Give him time. He walks slow. You'll see.
Damn, why y'all get all silent once I got up here? Like I got a fucking gun or something. Fuck. I'm fucking crippled, man. Goddamn. My name is Glendon McGee. I'm a 31-year-old retired rapper from Compton. Fuck you, dude. Condescending motherfucker. Retired rapper from Renew it. Undereducated. Fuck you, dude. But anyway, I'm also a shitty father. Of course, you probably knew that too, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got 4 kids, and I hate when they fight each other, because I always seem to bet on the wrong fucking one. Like, I love my son, but he got his mama chin. Go down pretty fast. Don't cover your face, man. Be beating up on women and shit. Picking on cripples, beating women, all shit. You. I don't like you now. I'm called, if I ever get rich, I'm just gonna hire 20, 30 other crippled motherfuckers to walk behind me and look tough. You know what I'm saying? So we can come after you. You know what I'm saying? I talk to my crippled homies back in Compton. They keep getting on my head. They're like, nigga, if you make any money, come back and get us. So we used to like practice being a gang and shit. We used to walk past this elementary school every day looking tough and shit. We'd be just walking and shit. And all the little kids come out, they're like, ah, look, zombies. So we all start going, Zee! That's fucked up. That was a black lady laugh too. I know it was. Junior mints and shit. All right. But anybody else in here got kids? Oh, all right. Yeah, I know. I was about to say I fucked my life up by myself. Okay. Nah. But seriously, like, it's okay if you got like a toddler and I'm walking past your toddler and your toddler say something fucked up. You know, they toddlers, it's okay. But like you as the parent, you got to exercise some discretion when you explain it to them. Because I was doing this show in Tucson. You know, I was walking past this Quick Trip on the way to the bus stop. This Mexican kid comes out. He goes, hey, Mom, look at him. He's moving kind of crazy. He's walking kind of funny, huh? She say, no, don't laugh at him. His legs are sick and dying. So I knelt, that hurt my heart. So I knelt down to the little boy and I was like, hey, little boy, you want to know something about your mommy? Your mommy is an alien. But not like the alien on your t-shirt. The type of alien if the police catch her and she don't have the right paperwork, they take her back to her home planet called Mexico. And the little boy looks at his mom and goes, hey, Mom, is that true? She said, of course not, Poppy. We Puerto Rican. All right, quick parting words. Remember, if life knocks you down to your knees, just be strong and don't suck his dick, okay? My name's Glenn McGee.
All right, coming next up to the stage, give it up for Bill Lacerdo. I'm not really crippled. The only reason I'm moving like Glenn tonight is because I tried to save some time this afternoon, change pants in a parking lot, wound up stepping on my belt like an asshole. My name's Bill Lacerdo. I am an angry hobbit. Why I'm an angry hobbit? Because people just piss me off half the time. I'm sorry, folks. It's so fucking bright. There we go. All right, I can see everybody. Good God, have you been sitting there all night and I haven't noticed you yet? Is this yours? Is she with you? Sometimes? Oh, my goodness. You are so beautiful, honey. I would pay you to fart in my face. I swear to God. Oh, she's so gorgeous. Blonde Asian. Amazing. Anyway, I digress. Let's see here. I'm an angry hobbit, like I already iterated for you folks. Things that upset me are Joan Rivers, because I wonder about if she had one doctor do all the surgeries, like a one-stop shop, or she went to different artisans, like if there's a Van Gogh of pussies and breast augmentation. I wonder if she like shopped around or just one person. But if Joan did, yeah, I want Joan to do a sex tape. I really do. I'd blow one out just out of respect. I like to try to elevate myself above my friends by researching different shit on the internet and not really forming complete thoughts about what I'm reading. So recently I've been into Cosmos and all these science pages on Facebook and shit. And I've come across an article and it says, science has just teleported a photon. And what that means is they've made a wormhole and taken the smallest particle known to man, a photon, it's a particle of light, and passed it through it to the other side. And all my fucking retard brain could think, instead of thinking, this is amazing, what does this mean for our world as we know it, transportation, exploring new worlds other than our own? No, I don't go there. I don't go for the highbrow shit. No, I think, God damn it, in the future, you'll be able to get your dick sucked in another dimension. That's where I went. So, not playing with a full deck of cards here, folks. I have a really awesome dog. I love my dog. He's my favorite thing in the world. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm single, so I don't have a lot of people to snuggle with. So I snuggle with the dog. I'm not committing bestiality, I promise. We don't have peanut butter parties.
But the dog, he's the greatest dog ever. He loves to get into shit, though. Like the garbage, stuff on the counter. He'll drag it out in the yard. It's terrible. Well, one day we cured him of getting shit off the counter. Rocco found a bag of pot cookies that I had laid out on the counter with about 2 ounces of weed in them. Now, I don't know if you folks are familiar with dosing yourself with edibles, but when doing so and you overdose on edibles, you turn into Hunter S. Thompson in the opening scene of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when you're right outside a Barstow and the drugs take hold. Thanks, guys. That's been my time. I really appreciate it. Have a great night.
All right, everybody, give it up for your next comedian, the last of the night. It's 3-minute speed round. Chris Gillespie.
Surprise! Yeah, you're fucking lucky that you weren't dicks to me all night. So give it up for yourselves, because I would have totally called you out right now. Yep. So I recently found a lump in my nads. Hope that's not cancer. But if it is, I'm gonna use that shit to my advantage. Just get out of a lot of tickets, I guess. No, officer, I didn't see the speed limit sign because my balls have cancer. No, officer, I think I can drink and drive because I have a fucking, tumor in my nutsack. But that's a little dark. If I do die at a young age, it's okay. My mom died last year, so I can just follow in the family footsteps. But actually, speaking of that, my mom died last year, and we went to Tennessee to spread the ashes. Really sad moment, but it was really beautiful, though, kind of, like the clouds were up there, and it was raining a little bit. It was kind of a beautiful moment. My stepdad carefully, took off the urn and dumped the ashes into the river, and it was a beautiful moment. And then a duck came and shit all over my mom. Yeah, fucking terrifying. And my grandma was crying. Everybody's like, no, don't do that. And I'm laughing my ass off. And my grandma's looking at me angry, what the fuck? You're supposed to not do that. And I'm like, yeah, but sometimes in life and death you get shit on, Grandma. And that's what happened to us, I guess. There's really not a segue after that dark ass shit. So I've been remodeling my house lately, and I had a dick ass house guest come over. He brought us. I got everything done with the remodel, and I had some house guests come over, and they had their kids and everything. Their kids and everything. And they were smoking outside, and I decided I'm gonna join them and smoke a cigarette outside too. I don't even fucking smoke cigarettes, but I'm gonna make this guest feel welcome in my house by smoking one with him outside, so he's not alone. So we're outside, smoking a cigarette, and he fucking ashes his cigarette on my goddamn wall. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? And he's like, what are you gonna do? So his daughter comes outside, and I ash my cigarette out on her face. And he was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you gonna do? My life has kind of become sex since I got out of the Marine Corps, but I'll tell you a story about that. I had this girlfriend when I was living in Camp Pendleton when I was stationed out there, and she would always want me to talk dirty to her in bed, but she would always want me to use military terms, she would want me to call her my dirty little private, And I didn't like that. I would get off work and I don't even want to be in my uniform anymore, and you're asking me to fucking talk about that shit. So finally I did, and but I did it my own way. And I was, going at it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm tearing that pussy up like the U.S. tore up Iraq. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave your pussy in shambles and hope for the best. Yeah, and then I'm gonna leave your pussy in economic downturn, and 3 years later, ISIS is gonna invade your pussy. Do you appreciate my use of the word invade, this table? I carefully chose it for you, the word invade, on that joke. All right, guys, Chris Gillespie, thanks.
All right, everybody. First of all, thank you guys for coming out tonight. Did you have fun? Yeah. Pretty good show for the first one, right? All right. We're doing this once a month here. Follow us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/appinpod, APPINPOD. You follow us there, we'll let you know when these shows come up. We let you know every week when the new episodes post with our featured guests. Again, Michael Cohen is next week, so we'll get in depth with him. I won't fuck him in the ass, I promise. That's a lie. It's not. I swear to God, I'm straight. Everybody, you guys, thank you for coming out. Drive safe. And everybody listen to this. Hope you enjoyed it. Come out next time. Appropriately Inappropriate. Woo!
This has been another fine production of the 4i Radio Network. For more great shows, check out www.4iradio.com.